So here we go. Tuesday morning, I'm heading over to Houghton Lake and figured I'd take a few minutes while I drive to record a little video about the mayhem that was Week 8 in fantasy football. More importantly, kind of mayhem in the NFL. Obviously, a big trade went down. There's going to be a little bit of controversy maybe about it because of how the players performed. I wish I could take some credit for being some sort of evil genius and know that Dallas would go into Philly and be absolutely shut down. Philadelphia definitely looked like the dream team, and because I have Vic and their defense, I'm hoping that keeps up, but never expected that. Definitely thought it would be a shootout there. DeMarco Murray did get 74 yards on just 8 carries. Looked like a stud in the first half. I know I shouldn't be pulling for guys I just traded away, but I really do think that was a good trade. I think it's going to end up working out good for Scott in the end. We'll have to see next week if Dallas can right the ship. But other games, New Orleans goes into St. Louis, the winless Rams, and get their ass kicked. Just totally screwed up anybody who started the Saints players, including me, with Marquise Colston. If you had Drew Brees, if you had any other Saints receivers, it just screwed you. So another unpredictable one, I guess, last night. Both teams look like shit, but especially San Diego. I can tell you, I think any team going into Arrowhead, if you didn't watch the game last night, that's a tough place to play football. And, lots of turnovers, lots of offsides penalties. I don't remember the name of number 73 from San Diego Chargers, but I hope he gets assassinated today. He must have 8 penalties alone on that one guy. The Ravens playing against Arizona should have been a blowout, and they had to come back, their biggest comeback win in history, in order to win that one. Ray Rice ended up having his biggest game of the year, but again, 63 yards rushing. 2 of his touchdowns should have been Anquan Boldin's, who got pass interference calls in the end zone to set him up on the goal line. Ray Rice took advantage. So just a crazy week up and down. Looks like, I have to go back and look, but Bremeyer might have had the highest point total. Sorry to get a chance to look at it this week, but he put up good numbers, so way to go, Matt. Maybe you're on the way up in a winning streak. Brent Simon moves to 4-4. You've got myself, John Crosby, and Greg Williams with winning records. You've got Brent at 4-4. And the rest of the guys, somebody needs to make a run. That poll suggested maybe it's going to be Brian Moore. But we'll see what happens. Greg gets another win. Crosby gets a loss. Those guys are paired up, basically. So we'll see what happens this week. By the way, if you're going to the waiver wire, I just heard that Brinkley, the backup in San Diego, Matthews, I guess, has a groin injury. He came out of the game. Brinkley actually got a concussion at the end of that game, so hopefully that news comes out. I know a lot of guys might have gone to the waiver wire to pick him up, but it looks like he's got a concussion. So crazy stuff. Hopefully it gets more predictable. It's really hard to set your lineups when the guys that are supposed to perform don't perform, and really nobody else does. So hopefully it gets a little more predictable here going forward, and somebody can go on a run and make the playoffs. So enjoy the day, guys. Have a good week. We'll look forward to talking later in the week.